Blessed greetings, everyone. This is Pastor Vince, and you are listening to the Wednesday Check-In on the WSLM Radio Ministry Podcast. Blessed greetings. It's Wednesday, August 2nd, 2023, and I've just got a couple things I want to share with you on this week's edition of the Wednesday Check-In. The first thing is just a reminder that we're back with Eyes on Prophecy on Sabbath morning. That's Saturday morning at 7 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time. We met last Sabbath morning for our return episode, if you will. We started our introductory material, and if you're interested, please scroll back to this past Sabbath morning, and you can get yourself caught up on what we've studied so far. I gave out a reading assignment, so if you want to join us this coming Sabbath morning, you'll already be caught up if you listen to last Sabbath's episode, all right? So once again, Eyes on Prophecy is back every Saturday morning at 7 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time. The other thing is, if you listened to our Monday evening program called Prisoners of War, you heard me talk about something free that I would like to send to you. It's called the 2023 Global Prayer Guide. We have some copies on hand that were given to us by the Voice of the Martyrs. So again, if you're interested in a free copy of the 2023 Global Prayer Guide, I'd like you to go to our official website for Sacrificial Lamb Ministries. The website is sacrificiallambministries.org. And you're going to want to look for the contacts and donations page, and drop me a note. Say, hey, Pastor, I'm interested in that global prayer guide. I'll know what you're talking about. Of course, you're going to want to leave us your name, address, so we can know where to send it. And I also mentioned during the Prisoners of War program, I mentioned that if you live within the continental United States, within the 50 states, we will even cover the shipping. So it's totally free for you if you live within the 50 states. But if you happen to be listening to this and you live outside of the 50 states, we are asking for something to help with the shipping. This ministry right now cannot afford to ship things overseas and around the world at this time. So we're asking, if you live outside of the United States of America, we're asking you to send us something to help cover the shipping, okay? So, we're asking for that. We're not charging you for the item itself, but we're asking for help for the shipping, all right? So, so just in case you're interested in how you can send us something for the shipping, if you use Cash App, our cash tag is $SLM Concord, $SLM Concord. If you use PayPal, it's paypal.me or paypal.me/Pastor Vince 55. All right. I think from my experience, many people overseas don't use Cash App. They use, many people use PayPal. I know I can't speak for everyone overseas, but people I've dealt with overseas use PayPal. They don't use Cash App. So anyway, those are the two things I wanted to share with you, what's happening this week on the Wednesday Check-In. Other than that, business as usual. We're still all over the place on social media, etc. Nothing else has changed at this point. So please continue to, listen to the podcast, continue to invite others to the podcast, and continue to follow us on social media. I mean, we're on YouTube, though I don't post a lot on YouTube at this point for many reasons. So YouTube is probably at the bottom of the list as far as our social media interactions and what have you. So the big ones for us right now would be Twitter. I've got a personal Twitter page. We've got a Twitter page for the podcast. So Twitter, Facebook, even on TikTok. I've got a personal page on TikTok. So yeah, please continue to stay connected with us on social media. So have a great rest of your week. Thank you so much for your support, and continue listening to the WSLM Radio Ministry Podcast, where we stand for God's truth, not man's traditions, and we bring you straight Bible truth for these last days. The WSLM Radio Ministry Podcast is a virtual outreach ministry of Sacrificial Lamb Ministries. We are outreach driven. Please stay plugged in. Check out our official website, sacrificiallambministries.org. We've even got a page for the podcast, so there's many ways to listen to the podcast. We're on most podcast platforms. We have our website dedicated to the podcast, but we also have a page on the Sacrificial Lamb Ministries website for the podcast as well. So again, many ways to stay plugged in and to tune in to the podcast. All right. Have a great rest of your week and be blessed.